Hey, this is Overpass Insights. My name is Eric and I make apps. Now today I want to talk about my big decisions and my regrets. Hey guys, so we've had like this heat wave in England for the past few days where I've just been constantly sweating in the flat, trying to get some work done, coding away, but I thought I would come outside and do a video in the sunshine because, you know, as developers, we are prone to lacking vitamin D and I need to get out and get some sun. Anyway, so recently I was asked a question by somebody. Actually, I was talking to somebody and we're just, talking a little bit about my background, and I said, oh yeah, no, out of high school I joined the Army, and I was in the Army for 4 years, and then I went on to college, and then on whatever. And she said, did you ever regret getting out of the Army? Which was a strange question. It's a question I haven't heard in a long time. I mean, not since, right after I got out of the Army, where people say, do you regret it? Do you regret having not re-enlisted? And the truth is, as it was back then, it's like, you know what? No, I've never, ever regretted getting out of the Army, right? Not even when I couldn't find a job, not even when I was like looking for work. I never once did I say, man, I should have stayed in. Which is kind of crazy, because if you knew how much the decision tormented me, how long it took me to decide whether or not I actually wanted to stay in or not, you'd be amazed. I spent so much time just making that one decision that in the end, I never even reflected back on it or felt any regrets at all. I could remember, because when you're in the military, or at least back in the early 90s, when I was in the Army, there's a re-enlistment officer, and a few months before your enlistment ends, they start saying, are you going to re-enlist? And they start making you offers for new things, and it's like, what are you going to do with your life? And I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I kind of thought maybe I'll go to college, maybe I'll go to university, but I just couldn't make a decision. I didn't know. And so I went to sergeant school. So I went to PLDC, Primary Leadership Development School. So I get my sergeant stripes, which a lot of people who I was in the military with, who started at the same time I did, they knew they wanted to get out, or they knew they wanted to stay in, and I wasn't quite sure, so I went and took the leadership school. I got my sergeant stripes. I was really the point where I could go either way. Like one day I was like, I really don't know what the future is going to be like. I should probably re-enlist. The next day I was like, yeah, but there's so much more in life. Is this what I want to see myself doing for the rest of my life? So I just agonized. I agonized about this decision. And I can remember I had a deadline. Like this one day I was supposed to finally make that final decision and call up the re-enlistment officer and tell him, dude, what are you going to do? Because we're tired of going back and forth with you on this. So I remember decided, I'm going to re-enlist. I'm going to be a soldier for the rest of my life, or at least for the next 20 years or 16 years, whatever, it's for a 20-year enlistment, right? And I remember walking over to the phone, and on the way to the phone, I changed my mind one more time. I called him up and says, no, I'm going to get out. And he says, okay, fine. And then I thought, I have to figure out what to do. But it was months. It was months of agonizing about this decision. And the fear was, what if I can't control it when it happens? Like, what if I got out and I wasn't sure what I was going to do? Because I could remember that decision. I had that same kind of fear when I started my own business. I have that same kind of fear when I do anything. And at the end of the day, I could have tossed a coin. I could have threw a coin up and caught it and thought, okay, heads or tails, I stay in or get out. And I would have saved myself so much grief. And throughout my life, I've had the same kind of things. Those decisions that you have to make, and you agonize about the decision. Like, I want to start my own business. I want to do my own app. I want to do a YouTube channel. I want to do whatever. And a lot of times we agonize about those decisions because what if something happens and we can't handle it? Like, it's almost as if future you is not going to be in the driver's seat. That was the one thing. Like, after I got out of the Army, I made it work, because you have to make it work. When I started my own business, I have to make it work, right? It's not like I'm sending a robot into the future, and the person that you're going to be when you make that decision is going to be different than the person you are now. There's a really good TED Talk, and I know I've talked about it before, called I think it's called Confessions of the Master Procrastinator. I highly encourage, I'll put a link to it in the description. But in it, he talks about having to do a TED Talk and procrastinating and keep putting it off until he had a deadline, and then he had to do it like that last day. You know what? I say this with a little bit of embarrassment, quite a bit of embarrassment, that if the recruitment officer didn't make me make a decision and said, you know what, you can put this decision off for a couple months and a couple months and a couple months, I'd probably still be in today. I might still be in the Army today because I didn't want to make the decision. I did not want to make the decision that had such huge consequences for the rest of my life. And like I said, in the end, I could have tossed a coin. And when I think about all the decisions I've made in my life and the different times I've changed path and changed careers or jobs or whatever, I can't think of any time I really regretted it. Like, I can't. You know what I do regret? I regret when I didn't make a decision. I regret when somebody talked me out of making a decision, where the passive route was an easier one to do. Not making a decision was easier than making a decision. Where I spent months saying, oh, maybe I'll wait till it's cheaper. Maybe I'll wait till the economy's better. Maybe I'll wait until whatever, I'm smarter. Maybe I'll wait till my life's a little bit more in order. Maybe I'll wait. And waiting, I mean, I'm 48 now, right? The clock is always ticking. During this pandemic, we're doing a lot of waiting. Even last week, I did a video saying, we got to get our skills up. You know, I'm a bit worried about the future. And I am. It kind of seems like after this pandemic, we're in this same kind of thing where we either need to go on offense or defense. We either need bold action or we need to hunker down and go on defense and just wait this thing out. So those are the kind of conflicts I go through right now. What kind of decision am I going to make? Anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys because I know a lot of you guys are my age and you know exactly what that's like. Agonizing over a decision almost to the point where it makes you sick because you just can't decide. But then once you make that decision, you're fully committed, and then you become the person you need to become. You learn what you need to learn. You do what you need to do. You make mistakes. You get skinned knees, skinned elbows. You get up, you try again and again and again. You keep swinging at it every opportunity you get. I don't know, just some thoughts today. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Let me know in the comments if you've had a similar type of thing where you agonized over a decision, but at the end of the day, you just made a decision and got on with things and everything worked out well, or if it didn't. And do you have any major regrets? I mean, you don't have to get into anything serious, right? We're not, but, for me, when I look back at it all, there's been mistakes, but there's never been anything that I truly regret. Anyway, have a great day. I'll talk to you guys soon. Join us on our live stream on Friday night. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time.